In this video, we're going to subnet a Class A address when given the number of hosts per subnet. I have everything pre-typed to make the video short. So we're going to take a classful address 10.0.0.0/8, so each subnet has 5,000 hosts per subnet. The first question we need to ask ourselves is, how many host bits do we need to create at least 5,000 hosts per subnet? If we have 12 host bits, that will only give us 4,094 hosts per subnet. That wouldn't meet our requirement of at least 5,000 hosts. If we have 13 host bits, that will give us 8,190 host bits per subnet. So that will meet our requirement of at least 5,000 hosts per subnet. So our answer is 13 bits. The next question we need to ask ourselves is, what is our new subnet mask? If we have 32 total bits, and we minus the 13 host bits, that leaves us with 19 total network bits. 8 original and 11 borrowed. That will give us 19 total network bits. That would be 255.255.224.0. The next question we need to ask ourselves is, what is the value of our last network bit? This is a value of 128. This has a value of 64. And this has a value of 32. The last question we need to ask ourselves before we do our subnetting is, what octet is our last borrowed bit in? First, second, third. So our last network bit is in the third octet. So we're going to increment by 32s in the third octet. Our next step is to list our subnet addresses. I'm not going to list all 8,190 subnet addresses. I'm only going to list the first 10 and the last one. And all I've done was increment by 32s in the third octet. When I reach 224, if I add 32, that would become 256. I cannot have 256 in one octet. So what I need to do is change it to a 0 and carry the 1 and keep going down. Eventually you're going to come to 10.255.224.0. That's our last subnet address. After we have all of our subnet addresses, we need to convert them to binary. I'm only going to convert the last 3 octets because the first octet doesn't change. So this is just the last 3 octets for every subnet in binary. Once we have all of our subnet addresses in binary, I need to find the broadcast address. So all I've done was copy over my binary bits and change all the host bits for each subnet address to 1s. Once I have that, I will then convert back to decimal. 10 is carried over. Then this is 0.31.255. Do this for each subnet. These are my host bits, and they're just converted to 1s. Once we have the broadcast address for each subnet, we then need to find the range of usable IPs. All I've done was increment my subnet address by 1 to find the first in the range, and decrement the broadcast address by 1 to find the last in the range. Always increment or decrement in the last octet, because that's where the last host bit is. And I did this for each subnet. These are the addresses I'll assign to computers or routers. I can't use the subnet address or the broadcast address on any device. I have to use something from the range. Okay, that's it for this video.